I hope you can't hear the dishwasher and my stuff going on in the background because I have a small apartment, and yeah, if there is any background noise, I apologize. I hope the microphone don't pick that up too much. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Trix, and in today's video I want to do the Occultea tag by Ella Harrison, the Red-Headed Witch, and Polish Folk Witch. And I was inspired by Hearth Witch to do this for my own because she said no matter of your channel size, you can have your input in this discussion, and maybe the other people involved with this tag have said that as well, but I heard it from Heartwitch, and I'm thanking you all for being part of this. And that's what I'm going to discuss today, what I'm going to do today. Because when I started out on YouTube, my main focus was witchcraft and spirituality, and to combine Christianity and witchcraft, and to I saw myself as Christian pagan. I don't know anymore. I don't have a label anymore on my religion, but I still practice witchcraft and spirituality, and I wanted to give my input about this, even though my channel has evolved and now covering different things, not only witchcraft, personal growth, and incorporating witchcraft into that instead of just witchcraft. I have more of a focus on personal growth and being a late bloomer and giving advice on these things regardless if you're religious or spiritual or not. But I like to incorporate witchcraft into my personal growth, so I'm still talking about that a little bit, even though it's not the main focus anymore. So I wanted to introduce myself. I have the prompts here on my computer. I'm sitting on the floor right now next to my little altar space because I need to be beside my altar space. I want to have a different background for this video, so I'm sitting on the floor right now and having my computer in my lap, so I'm going to look down sometimes in this video. Introduce yourself. How long have you been participating in the witchcraft online space? What practices and topics do you discuss primarily? I have been part of the witchcraft online space longer than I have been on YouTube in this space. When I was a teenager, maybe 15 years ago now or more, I was on online forums. They had like Swedish, I'm from Sweden, I'm from Scandinavia. They had like a forum called Moder Jord. I think it was Moder Jord, and that can be translated to Mother Earth, and it was all about Wicca at the time, but also about nature worship and nature religions, paganism stuff. Wicca was the biggest topic at those forums, but that was how I discovered witchcraft as well, via those online spaces. I even remember taking a course when I was maybe 17. Now I'm 31, and that was a course on witchcraft from a practicing witch who was she is very famous in Sweden, and I don't really remember her name, but even if I did, I don't know if she is that public anymore, so I don't know if I should include her name. But I know if she wants to be private or public. But I took a course, and it was a quite big course. It was like 2 courses at the time I could find on witchcraft, and she also was like a mentor in these courses, so I learned a bit from her. And I also took this course alongside reading books, and at the time it was primarily Wiccan books and Wiccan witchcraft, because that was the most well known at the time. So I have been around for a long time, even though I started this YouTube channel in 2022. So in the YouTube community, I haven't been around for that long. And the topics I discuss primarily is, I think I would say witchcraft when you're not feeling well was one of my videos that gained a little bit more attention. So I'm talking about witchcraft for wellness and doing witchcraft when you're not feeling well, or low energy witchcraft. You can do daily practices, and I am myself a hearth witch or green witch, like a blend of eclectic witch, but I see myself as a hearth witch. I do my witchcraft at home, at hearth, and hearth of the home, and also incorporating green witchery and some hedge witchery when I think about it also as well, because I do a lot of spirit work and work with the other side as well. So that's that. Topic 1. Impact on the community. What is your personal reasoning / inspiration behind sharing your practice online? I'm going to read out loud the question and then just answering it. My reasoning for sharing my practice online is mostly to find community, but also to educate and to voice my concern for how witchcraft and spirituality sometimes can be ableist, and like you have to feel well or be a certain way or have a certain clean home and stuff for doing witchcraft. And in the beginning I wanted to debunk that. I wanted to say that witchcraft is accessible for everyone, and that you don't to be overly, how to describe, but I know cleansing is very important and I do that myself, but you don't have to be overly paranoid almost about it. And I wanted to give a different perspective on witchcraft and how to adjust this for a body that is disabled and a mind that is never divergent. I wanted to give my 2 cents in the community about what I thought about, is it really that important to have an overly clean space to do witchcraft? Did they really have that in the old days? I don't think so. And I wanted to give my own thoughts about that, and how the witchcraft space sometimes is not inclusive enough. And I wanted to bring that to attention, and that prompted me to start my channel, to share my own faith and spirituality and witchcraft and my own perspective, I guess. How do I believe social media as a whole has impacted the community? I think social media has impacted the community in a good way. Contrary to many people's beliefs of consumerism and too short of information in TikToks. There is some people said that, or says rather, that some people explain too little on TikTok, for example. The information is not complete due to the short form content on social media, on Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts even. But I would say that people are not stupid. I think if most people see something on TikTok and it's a short video about something they found interesting, they will look up more. They would develop the knowledge and go and find more information about that subject. I think we sometimes infantilize people by thinking that they will take just a TikTok video and go with that. And I don't think most people will do that. So I think that social media can be very beneficial to get your first steps into witchcraft, and then seek out more for yourself. And I think, yes, consumerism, not good. I'm not a fan of it. I have my little corner here, and I have a lot of books, maybe, but aside from books, I don't have a lot of stuff laying around. And I think maybe the downside is consumerism, that people think they need more than they need to practice witchcraft. That is a downside of social media, of the aesthetics. But information wise, I don't think that people just take some short form content and go along with it and don't investigate further. I don't think most people are that stupid, if I dare to say that. I think we often underestimate how curiosity works, and if someone now is that ill-informed and would go only with a short video, then they will hopefully learn after they maybe fail, or maybe won't fail, but hopefully they will learn by that mistakes then, because I don't think witchcraft is deadly. I don't think you can just suddenly be not alive because of witchcraft. Then you have to be incredibly powerful, and a beginner is not that powerful. So I think you cannot really unalive yourself with witchcraft itself. That's not going to work. I don't believe in that personally, so that's why I'm more chill with the short form content, I guess. Is consuming witchcraft content becoming a substitute for practice? No, I don't think so. I think maybe some people enjoy the content and will not practice themselves, but then they are maybe not witches. Maybe then they are not magical practitioners. They don't want to practice for their own. I think to call yourself a witch, you need to practice it in some way. If you only consume it on social media, then you are a watcher or a visitor, a subscriber who enjoys the occult or just is interested. And that's okay as well. I don't think it's anything wrong with just consuming. But if you, I think like faith is believing, witchcraft is doing, and witchcraft and faith can be intertwined. But I think witchcraft is more hands-on. You have to do something to call yourself a witch. But I won't gatekeep the witch label either. If someone just call themselves a witch and just watch TikToks all day, then I won't mind. But in my opinion, that's not the witch. But if they call themselves a witch and just doing that, I won't. I don't care. I think that you have to do something to be a witch. It doesn't need to be very big. I mean, my practice is quite mundane most of the days. I'm not doing rituals all that often. I do sometimes spells and rituals, of course, but my practice is more herbalism, prayer, researching for spells and rituals, and to gain more knowledge, reading books and stuff. Tarot, daily tarot, and oracle cards. That was the dishwasher. I do some spirit work, but it's mostly ancestor work, and I don't have that big of a practice. I do what I feel like, but I at the same time have a practice that I can lean on and that I can rely on. I'm not just watching a video or videos about things and never take any action. I still have my practice even though it's not complicated, and that's all I think is needed. Topic 2, influencer authenticity. Out of what I share on social media, how much of it is stage versus reality? I will say the educational aspect is real, my real experiences. I mostly talk about my experiences, so that is authentic. But whenever I film me doing witchy stuff, they are almost always kind of staged, or at least if they are not, I wouldn't say staged, but they are prepared for filming them. So in a way they are staged, but they are real as well. If that makes sense. I often not film the ritual or spell itself. I always make sure to film the end of the ritual. Like, now I have done a ritual, here is how it looks like, and that is because I don't want the filming to impact the result of the ritual and the spell. So I rarely film myself doing spells and rituals. I just saying I have done it and filming the equipment afterwards. So no, I don't stage these things, but at the same time I do not film them either. But when I do, it's in a way so it don't makes conflict with the ritual itself and the spell itself. So yes and no in this on this question. And also I think most influencers stage a little bit, because some witchcraft is just dirty hands in mud. When you work with green witchery and when you do things, sometimes you are desperate. When I was ill, I was praying and I was doing spells and rituals for recovery, and I was desperate. I wanted to recover, and I can say that spell worked. I am much better, and my body is healing. I of course do this alongside medical care as well, and I don't want to film that because it feels like people should not see that. It's too personal, you know, and I don't think most people film their most intimate moments. And yeah, that's just what I think. Do I think there is an element of censorship in online spaces? How do I decipher? I don't know that word. Maybe it's decide. How do I decide what is appropriate to share online, what to keep privately? Is this based on social media etiquette or personal preference? I think I already some of the questions I don't read for you because I have already answered them. I will link the post below if you want to see all the questions. I think I already answered that. That some things are not appropriate to share online, like intimate, personal, private spells and such. I think when I share my experience, I mostly just talk about them afterwards and so on. Have I ever encountered or heard of grifters in our community? Do I recognize them? What are significant signs of grifters in the community? Yes, there are always grifters in all communities, and I don't focus on them so much. When I see one, I recognize them, and I move on, and I hope that they are not hurting anyone. I am a micro channel. I am not a large channel, so I don't see that too often in my comment section or in yeah. How does a large following impact the perception of the creator? Does this immediately make them an expert, or are there other assumptions as to why they have a large following? No, it does not make them an expert. You can be an expert in something and have 0 followers, and I wouldn't consider myself an expert. I would consider myself somewhat knowledgeable, but I'm not an expert. And I don't think most of the magical practitioners online that are well-known creators are experts. I think they more have personality and something on camera that makes people want to watch them, more like a personal that they are interesting people. I think, and it's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, you do you. I mean, everyone are allowed to talk about witchcraft online. I don't think we should gatekeep and just experts are allowed to talk about things. Just as long as we acknowledge that we are not experts and that people can do different things in different ways, then we shouldn't restrict ourselves and others. But no, maybe people see them as experts as soon as they hit a certain number of subscribers or followers, but I don't think that that subscribers equate how much you know. So yeah. How does one maintain the balance of authenticity in content creation? I don't have an answer on that because I'm not a large content creator, and I think people will notice if you are not authentic. People will not follow anyone that is perfect or does everything perfect, and I don't know. That was a hard question. I think I skipped that one because I have no real answer, actually. And here is the first part of this video done. I will do a second part to answer the rest of the questions because I felt like this was being too long. So yeah, I see you in my next video. Thank you and goodbye.